Discover the incredible truth. My daughter's $10 million win revealed our hidden connection. Lisa's heart raced as she polished the breakfast table, the fragile piece of a dull Tuesday morning broken only by the distant call of a rooster. Life had never felt easy, but she kept the shimmer of hope alive as she poured coffee, a simple ritual that fueled her dream of giving Tara a future brimming with possibilities. Bills piled next to the stack of old newspaper clippings honoring her estranged husband, a local war hero with a tragic past. The memories haunted her like ghostly whispers on frosty nights. 16-year-old Tara appeared, her sleepy eyes lighting up with the charm of youth still untouched by the harshness of the world. "Mom, can I have a pancake?" she mumbled, rubbing her eyes as she shuffled toward the kitchen. Lisa couldn't help but smile at her daughter, the warmth of her laughter chasing away the shadows that loomed over their modest home. That afternoon, as Tara rummaged through Lisa's old purse looking for her own lunch money, she found something unexpected buried beneath the crumpled receipts: a forgotten lottery ticket. A ridiculous last-minute win during a late work drive. She took it, unaware of the transformative adventure it held in store. By the next day, the sameness of their lives shattered when Tara realized she was holding a golden ticket, a $10 million jackpot. Shrieks of joy echoed through their little home, Lisa clutching Tara's shoulders, tears of disbelief mingling with pure happiness. But that blissful moment unraveled swiftly as phone calls from local reporters and whispers from neighbors began to invade their lives. The beauty of the wind-dried cornfields now felt haunted under the weight of an untold family secret. Tara's biological father, Lisa's past, tilting precariously, had never known her existence. With every rumor swirling, Tara faced a tempest at school, her classmates seeing her not as a girl with dreams, but as a target. "Rich girl," they jeered, voices sharp as the summer cicadas buzzing outside. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen." Now let's continue. As the familiar warmth of laughter drained from their home, Lisa felt her heart twist. Pride twisted with jealousy in her gut. While she wanted to shield Tara from whatever temptations this windfall might bring, her daughter wrestled with a legacy she hardly understood. Tara grappled, searching for meaning in a father she never knew, feeling the tug of his shadow while wanting to carve out her own identity. An upcoming block party, once a source of excitement, now felt like a battleground. Friends turned into critics, eyes pierced with judgment as the gossip spread like wildfire. Lisa urged Tara to focus on integrity, reminding her that kindness should supersede fortune. Yet Tara felt a pull to embrace her father's legacy, a father whose story intertwined with tales of heroism and tragedy, a double-edged sword. As dusk fell, the air thick with unsaid words, Lisa and Tara stood in the kitchen, silence pressing against the walls. Would their bond withstand the trials ahead? The question lingered in the air, heavy like the late summer heat, leaving them vulnerable against the weight of expectations and secrets that threatened to tear them apart. The block party buzzed to life under the fading glow of sunset, laughter and music spilling into the air like glittering confetti. Tara's hands fidgeted nervously at her sides, surrounded by an overwhelming sea of familiar faces that began to feel more like strangers. Her heart pounded to an anxious rhythm, the whispers from school still replaying in her mind. "Rich girl," they taunted. Tonight was supposed to be fun, a celebration, yet every glance felt like a dagger aimed at her self-worth. Lisa stood nearby, half-heartedly attempting to engage in conversation with neighbors, but her focus was mostly on Tara. She could see the shadows of worry etched on her daughter's face. The sight twisted something deep inside her, a mix of love and concern that weighed heavier than the world suddenly placed on Tara's shoulders. "You ready, kiddo?" Lisa asked, a reassuring smile struggling to break through the fear festering within her heart. I guess, Tara replied, trying to summon the semblance of enthusiasm, but the tremor in her voice betrayed her. This was the moment to stand united, to reclaim a sense of normalcy. As they approached the food tables, the aroma of barbecued ribs and sweet corn wafted around them. The sun descended, casting a warm orange hue, trying to blanket the chill of uncertainty that hung in the air. "Hey, Tara!" a familiar voice shouted. It was Emma, her best friend, though the way she approached now felt tentative, like she was stepping carefully around a fragile object. "Do you want to help me with the pie-eating contest? It could be fun." Lisa watched as Tara hesitated. Her eyes flickered to the clusters of her classmates, some still whispering, the gossip lingering like unwanted guests. "I don't know." Emma, the hesitation stung. What a whirlwind. One minute they were basking in dreams of an enriching future, the next they were trapped in a web of expectation and judgment. It felt like a cruel joke. Tara's air of uncertainty reminded Lisa of a time when she, too, felt out of place, a time when her identity was inextricably linked to her husband's shadow, but this felt different. This wasn't he about her. Tara deserved to break free, to find joy beyond the noise. And yet, how could Lisa help Tara carve her own path when the path was so fraught with turmoil? "Just try," Lisa urged softly. The words were gentle, laced with sincerity. "You'll never know unless you put yourself out there." Slowly, Tara nodded, the flicker of a smile showing through her uncertainty. "Okay, let us do it." As they joined Emma, Tara dove into the contest with an unexpected burst of energy, splattering whipped cream everywhere as laughter erupted all around them. For a moment, the shadows receded, replaced by the flicker of joy that Lisa had longed to see. But then, through the laughter, a voice shouted, "Hey, Tara. You think you're so special now, huh? Just 'cause your dad's a big deal?" The words cut through the air, harsh and biting. Lisa's heart sank as she watched Tara freeze, the swell of laughter falling silent around her. In that instant, everything shifted. The block party transformed from a place of escape to a painful reminder of how quickly joy can be dismantled. Tara's laughter faded, replaced with wide eyes filled with hurt and disbelief. "Just ignore it," Emma said nervously, but Lisa knew it wasn't that simple. Tara's spirit flickered like a candle struggling against a gust of wind. How could she protect Tara from the shadows that loomed over their newfound fortune and the legacy it carried? As the music resumed and the festivities resumed, Tara stood still, caught between grief for a father she never met and the haunting echoes of what it meant to be that rich girl. The gathering continued around them, cheer mixed with tension. Meanwhile, Lisa grasped Tara's shoulder, wishing fiercely she could deflect the words that had cut so deep. "Mom," Tara whispered, her voice trembling as raw emotion threatened to spill over. "What should I do?" They stood at a crossroads, bound by love yet encumbered by the weight of an unclear future. What they both needed was a moment to confront the truth. The shadows cast by the past were only as strong as their will to face them head-on. "Let us find your father's story," Lisa said finally, determination swelling within her. "Let us uncover who he really was." Just then, a figure approached from the edge of the block party, tall, familiar and carrying an air of mystery that sent a ripple of dread through Lisa. "Excuse me, are you Tara?" he asked, his voice deep, cutting through the celebratory chaos. Tara turned, her breath hitching as the specter of her father took an unexpected form. In that moment, the air thickened with unanswered questions. What was he here to say? And could this unexpected encounter unravel their hearts or weave them closer than ever? Tara's heart raced as she faced the looming figure. He was older than she'd imagined, but the resemblance was striking. The same deep-set eyes, the curve of his jaw, the way he carried himself with quiet confidence. Yes, I'm Tara," she stammered, her voice barely above a whisper. The stranger stepped closer, his expression unreadable but softening as he studied her. "I'm Jake," he said. "I knew your father." "Did you?" The word came out more as a question than a statement. Tara's mind was spinning. The echo of his voice drew her in, and for a brief moment, the chaos of the block party faded into a distant hum. Lisa's heart thudded in her chest. "How do you know him?" she asked, her protective instincts igniting. Jake glanced around, taking in the vibrant scene, as if weighing the right words. "We were friends long ago, before things got complicated, before he passed away." Tara felt the ground shift under her feet. Questions collided within her. Who was this man? Why was he here? And what did he mean by complicated? "I have some things I think you should know about him," Jake continued, his tone earnest. "Things you might not have been told." "Like what?" Tara's curiosity surged, but she also felt a pang of fear. What if she didn't like what she was about to hear? "It's better if we talk somewhere else, away from all of this," Jake suggested, glancing around as laughter erupted again from the carnival games. Lisa looked at Tara, uncertainty reflected in her eyes. "Tara, are you sure you want to?" Tara felt as if she were standing on the edge of a cliff. The fear of not knowing contrasted with a desperate need to understand her father and his legacy. "I want to," she finally answered, clutching Lisa's hand tightly. They followed Jake away from the crowd, footsteps crunching on gravel as they moved to a quieter corner of the park, the distant sound of cheers and music fading behind them. Jake paused, clearly gathering his thoughts. "Your dad was a great man, Tara. I know people have said things, but he cared deeply for his family. There's so much more beneath the surface." "Like what?" Her voice trembled with anticipation. "Like his struggles." He hesitated, glancing at Lisa before continuing. "His fears. The choices he made to protect you both." "Protect us?" The words stung Tara's heart, pressing at the longing she felt for a father she barely knew. Yes, but when it came down to it, not every decision was perfect. There's a lot of weight in that, but he loved you. That much is clear. Tara searched his eyes, trying to decipher his intentions. "Then why didn't he stay?" "I can't answer for him. But I can tell you what I know if you want to hear it." Tara exchanged a glance with her mother. Lisa's silent support bolstered her courage. "I want to know." A fierce determination burned in her chest, overpowering her fears. As Jake began to share stories of her father's life, his dreams, his battles, and the unfortunate realities that led him away, Tara felt something unfurl within her. Would these stories bond her closer to the father she lost? Suddenly, they were not just tales of a man. They began to paint a picture of her own identity, threading together the fragmented pieces of her past. But as Jake continued, Tara noted the shadows in his eyes. There had to be more to it than simple nostalgia. Just then, a distant sound of swirling commotion caught her attention. "What is happening over there?" Tara wondered aloud, breaking the intensity that had surrounded them. Jake flashed a knowing look, then took a deep breath. Things are about to shift again, something unexpected. As they turned to look, a group of kids zoomed past, laughter mixed with shouts of excitement. And amid the laughter, Tara felt her heart race once more, caught between the thrill of discovery and the weight of unraveling truths yet to come. "Mom, do you think that?" Tara began, uncertain of how to finish her thought. Could this all lead to a discovery that would change everything? Their world was poised for a transformation that felt inevitable, yet they had to unweave the layers of history first. And, on that note, with truths tinged in shadows, they waited for something extraordinary to unfold. Tara felt the shift in the air, like a thunderstorm brewing just out of sight. Keeping her gaze on the group of children, she sensed a hidden current pulling her in two directions, toward the laughter and joy, and toward the past Jake was about to unveil. "Do you think something is happening?" Tara asked, trying to keep her voice steady, even as her heart raced. Jake's eyes narrowed slightly, as if he were assessing the bubbling energy out of instinct. "Sometimes, there are signs. You just have to know where to look." Curiosity sparked between them, blending with the uncertain thrill of revelation. Tara took a step closer to Jake. "Is this a sign about my dad?" He hesitated, then nodded slowly. "In a way. The memories we hold are tied to the moments we still live. Your father's story is still unfolding, and it's connected to this very moment." Tara turned back to Lisa, who stood by, watching the unfolding scene with a mix of caution and concern. "Mom, do you feel that? It's as though something is about to connect, like the past is reaching out for us." Lisa's brow furrowed, the lines of her face deepening with a blend of hope and fear. "What do you mean, honey?" Tara struggled to find the right words. I don't know. It's just it feels significant. You're right, Jake interjected. While the past can be a heavy burden, it also holds the potential for healing. Everything you're experiencing today, the block party, me being here, it all matters. But before Tara could process this, a loud cheer erupted from the direction of the carnival. A child, no older than 8, stood on a podium clutching a glittering trophy, a beaming smile plastered across his face as confetti burst around him. That's it, Tara exclaimed suddenly, her voice rising above the commotion. That's what it is. It's like he's celebrating a victory. It's more than just the trophy. It feels like something bigger is happening. Jake smiled knowingly. Winnings can represent much more than physical prizes. They can symbolize triumphs over struggles. It draws a line from the past to the present. Tara considered his words carefully. Did her father's life hold similar triumphs? Were there victories buried in the dust of secrets and choices? At that moment, a breeze swept through the park, rustling the leaves overhead. It seemed almost a whisper to her, urging her to dig deeper into her father's hidden truths. What if there are more stories? More connections that run deeper than I ever knew? She wondered aloud. You have to trust your instincts, Jake replied softly. Digging up the past might hurt, but sometimes it reveals the greatest truths, even family bonds you never imagined. Heart pounding, Tara's determination solidified. Then we'll dig. I want to know everything about my dad, about the choices he made and why they still matter. As if affirming her resolve, another excited shout erupted from the carnival, sending a ripple of laughter through the crowd. It was a reminder that amid the heavier moments of discovery, joy still existed, but just as excitement surged within her, Tara felt a dark shadow loom. What if I don't like what I find? What if my dad made choices that could change everything I thought I knew? Jake met her gaze, his expression thoughtful. That's the risk we take. Sometimes the path to understanding is paved with uncertainty. And sometimes, what we uncover may lead to redemption, even when it feels overwhelming. Tara grappled with this. Had her father's life been more complicated than anyone let on? Before she could respond, Jake's phone buzzed in his pocket, breaking the spell. He pulled it out, glancing at the screen, and suddenly grew tense. I have to take this, he said, his voice sharper now. It's important. As he stepped away, Tara felt the air tighten around her. Was she ready for this whirlwind of revelations? Would she leave this moment with more weight or relief? She looked back at Lisa, seeking reassurance. Her mother nodded, but Tara sensed the same uncertainty in her eyes. Let us just find out what happens next, Lisa said, her voice steady despite the doubt lingering beneath the surface, and as they waited for Jake to return, Tara could almost feel the tapestry of their lives weaving tighter together, an intertwining of loss, hope, and unexpected connections waiting to be revealed. Would they be ready for what lay ahead? In that moment, she caught a glimpse of the unexpected twists awaiting them, and her heart raced once more. What other truths would come crashing into their lives? A question lingered in the air. Could discovering the truth about her father lead to a newfound connection that would change everything? Tara's eyes flitted back to the carnival, bright colors and laughter swirling like a vivid dream around her. The bubbling energy filled the air, yet she felt as if she stood on the periphery, her heart caught in a tug-of-war between the thrilling unknown and the familiar comfort of love. As she stared, she could see Jake talking, his tone serious, though his gestures were animated as if he were imparting some important news. Do you think he'll share the truth? Tara whispered, half to herself and half to her mom. Lisa's gaze narrowed, her brow creased, lost in her own thoughts. Finally, she turned to Tara, eyes softening. I think he will. When the moment is right. A sudden burst of laughter drew their attention back to the children, flinging bright balloons into the sky. Tara's heart swelled at the pure delight of it. Hadn't she spent her entire life chasing moments like this, where joy cracked through the daily grind? But beneath it all lay the questioning of her father's absence, a gaping void within her heart. Tara's thoughts raced. She turned to Lisa. Mom, have you ever thought about what secrets Dad might have kept? What wouldn't he ever tell us? Lisa took a deep breath. Sometimes the past isn't easy to confront. Your father, he had his reasons for his silence. A flurry of activity erupted. The crowd cheered again, but it wasn't for the trophy bearer this time. Someone was releasing lanterns into the sky, their soft glow punctuating the twilight. Tara felt drawn to their warmth, a beacon of possibilities and revelations. What if the answers we seek are tied to those lanterns? She mused, half serious, half joking. The image of reaching for long-buried truths filled her with a fierce hope, a wish that lighting the lanterns could somehow transform the past into light. As Jake walked back, his face was strained, a stark contrast to the carefree atmosphere. "We need to talk," he said, his voice weighted with urgency. "There's something you both should know." Tara's stomach dropped. The heaviness of Jake's tone unsettled her. "Is it about my dad?" Jake nodded, glancing around as if checking for eavesdroppers. "Yes, but it's complicated. You both deserve to hear it, but it may change everything you think you know." Tara met her mother's gaze, uncertainty twisting between them like a tightly wound spring. What revelation lay ahead, and would it pave the way for healing or unravel the very fabric of their memories? "Okay, let us hear it," Tara said, trying to inject strength into her voice. But doubt gnawed at her. What if this would shatter the little pieces of her dad she clung to? Jake drew in a deep breath, and the world around them faded, as if time itself were holding its breath. "Your father was involved in something far bigger than you realize, something he kept hidden not just for himself, but to protect you." A spark of fear ignited in her chest. "Protect us? From what exactly?" This was it. The moment of truth. Tara felt herself teetering on the edge of a cliff, adrenaline racing through her veins. Would they discover a new connection that bound them more tightly together, or would the revelations push them apart like pieces in a jigsaw puzzle that didn't quite fit? Drumming her fingers against her leg, she felt the weight of the lanterns in the sky. Their glowing lights a promise of transformation. Whatever lay ahead, it would be significant. It had to be. "Before everything else unfolds," Jake added, his earnest look piercing through the darkness, "we need to talk about the choices he made. Could this cavern of uncertainty lead to illumination?" Tara held her breath, heart racing, a question lingering in the air. Were they truly ready for what they were about to uncover? The crowd's laughter faded into the background as Tara consumed Jake's words. Her heart thundered, battling the rush of emotions swirling within her. What choices? She finally pressed, needing clarity, needing something solid to grasp. Jake shifted, the tension in the air thickening. "Your father. He was involved in a secret organization. It dealt with things most people can't even imagine. I didn't know until recently, and he did everything he could to keep it from you." "What does that mean?" Tara's voice was barely above a whisper. It felt like a wild storm was brewing inside her, fear mingling with curiosity, anger threading the mix. She could hardly keep her thoughts straight. Lisa stiffened beside her, the light from the lanterns casting soft shadows on her face. "If your father was part of something dangerous, then what kind of risk are we facing?" Jake stepped closer, lowering his voice. "That's just it. He wanted to protect you, but the truth is, his past might attract unwanted attention." The weight of his words hit Tara like a brick. The laughter of the children playing nearby, the vibrant joy of the carnival, faded into nothingness, swallowed by a gaping chasm of uncertainty. "What are you saying? Are we in danger?" "No, not necessarily," Jake rushed to assure her. "But it means being careful. We need to understand his past fully because those connections might lead to some dangerous people." A chill ran down Tara's spine. The thrill of the carnival felt like a cruel joke now. Lanterns floated above, symbols of hope tangled in shadows of dread. "So, everything I've known is a lie?" "Not a lie," her mind corrected quickly. It was a shield. A fragile, thin barrier that now seemed to quiver at the slightest breath of wind. "I don't think he meant for it to be that way." "He loved you both," Jake affirmed softly. "But love can make people do crazy things, like keeping secrets to save their family." "Why didn't he tell us? Why keep us in the dark?" Tara's frustration began to surface, mixing with an undercurrent of betrayal. "Sometimes knowing too much feels like a burden." "He thought he was protecting you," Lisa interjected gently, trying to soothe Tara's rising anger. Tara swallowed hard, the edge of her emotional storm settling into something reminiscent of resolve. "We need to know everything. I want to understand," she said firmly, eyes set on Jake. "Then we start here, with the places he frequented," Jake replied, his expression serious again. "There are people who can help, people who can explain the truth of this organization." "Help?" Tara scoffed. "Or complicate things even more. It might mean facing things no one wants to face. But this is essential for both of you." She glanced at Lisa, whose face reflected a myriad of emotions: concern, love, fear, a complicated montage of a mother's heart. "I'll go wherever we need to go," Tara said, a reckless bravery igniting inside her. The thought sent a rush through her veins. Uncovering the truth seemed daunting, but she felt like a phoenix in the making, ready to rise from the ashes of ignorance. "Just be prepared for the truth, Tara," Jake cautioned. "When we uncover your father's past, it may change everything. You might wish you never asked." With a resolute nod, Tara looked back up at the lanterns, each flickering light giving her strength. She had no idea what lay ahead, a kaleidoscope of answers or riddles, but she was ready. As the trio edged away from the festivities, a full moon hung low in the sky, watching, as if signaling the unfurling of secrets. What awaited them in the shadows? Tara couldn't shake the feeling that the answers were just beyond their reach. The echoes of laughter faded as Tara, Jake, and Lisa navigated through the thinning crowd. Tara's mind buzzed with unanswered questions. Each one labored her thoughts as if they were weights tied to her ankles. She felt a mixture of fear and determination swirling within her. This was no ordinary journey anymore. What lay ahead was a path laced with shadows and mysteries that had wrapped tightly around her family's past. Jake led the way into a narrow alley lined with weathered brick buildings. A flickering streetlight illuminated their path, casting odd, elongated shadows. "I have a friend," he began, glancing back at Tara and Lisa. "He knows things. He has been in and out of this world for a while now." "Is he safe?" Lisa asked, her protective instincts kicking in, concern weaving through her voice. Jake nodded, but Tara saw a flicker of uncertainty in his eyes. "As safe as anyone here can be. He has been dealt the hand of cards like your father was. He'll know what to do." Tara felt a knot tighten in her stomach. The more she learned about her father's past, the more she realized how naive she had been to think they lived in a bubble unscathed by the troubles of the world. "What if we end up in worse danger?" she asked, her heart racing. "What if everything goes sideways?" Jake stopped, turning to face her. "Then we adapt, we fight back, and we don't back down. That's what your father did." He stood his ground. "I promise you, knowing the truth is the first step towards protecting you." Taking a deep breath, Tara straightened, an unexpected fire igniting within. "Okay, let us get this over with. I need to know." They continued onward until reaching a hidden door, tucked between two buildings, almost camouflaged against the gritty concrete. Jake knocked softly, the sound echoing hollow into the stillness of the night. Moments later, the door creaked open, and a tall man with dark hair and piercing blue eyes greeted them. "Jake, I'm surprised to see you back here." His tone was casual but serious beneath it. "Got some intel I need," Jake replied, stepping into the dimly lit room beyond the door. Tara hesitated at the threshold, Lisa's hand resting gently on her shoulder. With that touch, Tara's resolve smoothed out any remaining reservations. She stepped into the room, its air dense with secrets and promises. A small table positioned under a low-hanging bulb was cluttered with papers and photographs, snippets of lives lived in shadows. "Who is your friend?" the man asked, looking at Tara with a curious yet guarded gaze. "That's Tara, Jake's sister," Lisa spoke up, a hint of pride in her voice. The man raised an eyebrow, studying Tara. "Interesting. So you want to know your father's past?" "Yes," Tara responded, her voice steady but layered with emotion. "I need to understand." He exhaled slowly, motioning for them to take a seat. "What I'm about to tell you is going to change everything. Once you hear it, there's no going back." The weight of those words hung heavy in the air, and Tara's heart began to pound louder. Change. She felt it lurking just beyond the door, ready to invade her world. She exchanged glances with Jake, who looked steady and determined. She knew deep down she was standing on the precipice of disaster or revelation. Just then, another knock echoed, shaking the fragile tension that surrounded them. It could be a friend or an enemy come to reclaim what was lost. "Stay close," Jake whispered to Tara, tightening his grip on her shoulder. "Whatever happens, remember why we're here." With bated breath, all eyes turned to the door, anticipation looming like a dark cloud. Tara could feel the thrill of it, a rush of adrenaline intermingling with her fear. What awaited them on the other side of that door? The urgency pressed down on her, and she realized that whether it was a friend or foe, she was ready to face it. The pieces of her past were finally coming together, but was she prepared for the gravity of the truth that awaited? The door swung open with a creak that echoed through the dim room, revealing a shadowy figure. The outline of a man cut through the darkness, his facial features still obscured in the low light. Tara's pulse quickened, and she felt Lisa's grip tighten around her arm. "Who are you?" Jake asked, stepping protectively in front of Tara and Lisa. The man stepped forward, and the warm glow of the bulb overhead illuminated his face. His sharp features revealed an unsettling grin. "Just a friend." "I've been waiting for you, Jake. What do you want?" Jake challenged, his eyes narrowing. "I have what you need," he replied, his voice smooth, but with an edge of something sinister. He nods towards Tara. "And what she's been searching for?" Tara felt the air grow thick with anxiety. Her heart raced as she glanced at Jake. His expression was a mix of caution and determination. "What did you tell him?" Jake's voice was low. "Nothing. I just said we were looking for answers." But I think your sister is owed more than just answers." "Isn't that right, Tara?" The stranger now looked directly at her, and she couldn't shake the chill that ran down her spine. "I don't know what you mean," she stammered, her voice wavering. "Of course you don't," he said, moving closer. "But you will. You're connected to something much bigger than you realize." He gestured towards the table cluttered with evidence of forgotten lives, her father's life. "It's all in there." As Tara stepped further into the room, she noticed one photograph sticking out from the chaotic pile. It was a faded picture of a group of people gathered outdoors, one familiar face catching her eye, her father's face. A rush of foggy memory surfaced, the kind that always seemed just out of reach. "Tell me about him," Tara demanded, pointing to the photo, her voice gaining strength. "What do you know?" The man's demeanor shifted. The smile faded, replaced by a serious expression. He was a man caught in a world of secrets, a world that sought him out because of what he knew and what he was willing to fight for. "But you may be the key to understanding it all." "What do you mean?" Tara's voice shook, but her pulse thrummed with curiosity and fear. "What does that have to do with me?" "Your father was targeted because he held something valuable." He took a breath, as if trying to gather his thoughts. "And now, they might come for you too. You're not just a daughter. You're an heir to something much larger, a power that has yet to be unlocked." Jake stepped forward, his expression darkening. "What are you saying?" "She's just a kid." The man stared hard at Jake. "Your sister carries the legacy. It's vital she knows. But that truth comes with dangers. They won't let her be, not if they realize what she has inherited." Tara's mind raced. Legacy? Power? It felt unreal, like the kind of twisted plot in a movie, yet here she was, entrenched in this narrative. Just as panic began to claw at her throat, another knock reverberated through the door, this time louder and more insistent. The moment shattered as Jake immediately moved to block the door. "Not now," he growled, glancing back at Tara. "I won't let anyone hurt you." But Tara felt an unexpected wave wash over her. The fear was there, yes, but beneath it lay a sense of purpose. She turned towards the stranger, her determination crystallizing. "I want to know the truth. Whatever it is, whatever it means, I'm ready." The man nodded slowly, as if accepting her decision. "Then brace yourself, because you may not like everything you discover." The knock came again, this time accompanied by raised voices. A chill entered the room as Tara felt the urgency rise. "Who is out there?" she whispered, dread settling in. The man's grin returned, darkening the air around them. "Looks like your journey just became a lot more complicated." Tara took a deep breath, preparing herself. There was no turning back now. What awaited on the other side of this door? Would it be the key to her past or a door to new peril? The tension crackled in the air, leaving her teetering on the brink of whatever came next. As the door rattled ominously, Tara couldn't help but wonder, could she handle the revelations that would follow? The door rattled again, the sound vibrating through Tara's bones. Voices on the other side were angry, urgent, and demanding. Jake's muscles tensed, and he shot a worried glance at Tara. "Stay close," he said fiercely, his voice low enough for just her to hear. Tara felt the weight of his words. This wasn't just about their father's secrets anymore. It was about keeping them safe from whatever was beyond that door. She nodded, her heartbeat thundering in her ears. "Who are you really?" Jake demanded, directing his question at the man with the unsettling grin. "And why should we trust you?" The man leaned back slightly, arms crossed over his chest. "Trust is a fickle thing, isn't it? But right now, you need my help if you're going to face what's coming." Another loud bang echoed through the room, followed by a frantic shout. "Open the door. We know you're in there." Tara's stomach turned. "Who are they?" she whispered. The man's smile faded again, replaced with a seriousness that sent another chill down her spine. "Those are the people who have been tracking your father. If they find you, they'll stop at nothing to get what they want." "What do they want?" Tara asked, almost afraid to know the answer, but she needed to understand the stakes. He hesitated. "Your father held information they will kill to possess information that he buried before he disappeared. And now they believe you hold the key." Tara's mind raced, her heart pounding as images flashed in her head. Her father laughing, hiding behind a stack of old books, his gentle smile, always shielding her from his darker world. If she really was involved in all of this, what did it mean for her and Lisa? "Jake, we can't let them take us," she said, her voice steadier despite the fear pooling in her chest. He nodded, determination flickering in his eyes. "We'll find a way out. But first, who are you?" He pressed again to the stranger. "Just a friend," the man repeated, but this time his tone suggested he was something far more complex than that. "I'm someone who wants to protect you, but you have to trust me." A shudder ran through the room as another loud banging filled the air, followed by a low, menacing voice coming from outside. "You know you can't hide forever." "This is it," the man said, urgency creeping into his posture. "We need to move now. Follow my lead and don't look back. What I'm about to show you could change everything." Jake began moving toward Tara, but the urgency in the stranger's voice compelled her forward. "Wait," she said, taking one last look at the pictures littered on the table. "What if we open the door and it's not just them? What if there's worse waiting for us?" "Then we'll deal with it when it comes," he replied firmly. "We need to act because the longer we wait, the tighter the noose around your neck becomes." Jake glanced back at Tara, his face softening. "We can either turn tail and run or uncover the truth," she finished, feeling the gravity of her choice. It was no longer just about survival. It was about discovering who she was, who her father was, and what they had inherited. The door rattled violently now, and as their moment of hesitation drew to a close, Tara inhaled deeply. She had to be brave. She turned to the man, whose expression was sharp yet determined. "Show me." With a look of grim appreciation, he stepped toward the door. Jake positioned himself protectively in front of Tara, ready to shield her from whatever chaos awaited on the other side. Together, they braced for impact, hearts racing in sync. As the door swung open, a flood of light spilled into the dim room, revealing silhouettes poised and ready. The stranger stepped confidently forward, casting a long shadow that loomed over them all. Tara's eyes widened, a mix of fear and intrigue crashing over her. What would unveil in this moment of truth, and would she be ready for it, and in that heartbeat would they fight or flee? The chaos erupted instantly. The door swung open wide, and the flood of light revealed not just shadows, but a group of determined faces, a mix of anger and urgency. Tara's breath caught in her throat. The figures clawing at the threshold were nearly lost in a sea of blurred features, but the menace radiated from them like a storm about to break. A woman stepped forward, a fierce and commanding presence among the group. "Get out of the way, Jake." she demanded, her voice a sharp edge. "We're not going anywhere," Jake said, firmly blocking Tara and Lisa. "What do you want?" The woman's eyes narrowed, calculating. "We want what your father took. It's not yours to keep." Tara's heart raced. What had her father stolen? She could feel the beat of uncertainty amplify in the air. All she wanted was clarity. Staring down that determination, a steely resolve settled within her. "Tell me." Tara stepped forward, challenging the silence, her voice firm despite the tremor. "What does my father have that is so important?" The woman's glance darted to Tara, surprise flickering in her eyes. "You're more like him than I thought. The object, whatever he hid, is meant to stay buried. And now it falls on you to decide if you'll let it slip through your fingers or rise to claim it." "What do you mean, rise to claim it?" Tara shot back. "I'm not afraid of the truth." "You should be," the woman replied, coldly. "The truth comes with a price. Are you willing to pay it?" Before Tara could respond, the man, whose name remained a mystery, interrupted. "No one will pay any price if we don't move now." Making a collective decision, the room jolted into action. Without hesitation, Jake ushered Tara and Lisa deeper into the shadows behind him. "Run!" he shouted, his voice buzzing with urgency. They darted down the narrow corridor, Tara's heart pounding like a drumbeat of battle. They skirmished through the dark, ducking past barrels and crates until a flickering emergency exit sign beckoned them. With every step, dread and exhilaration twisted together. Would this lead to their escape or a deeper plunge into danger? Bursting through the exit, they emerged into the cool night air. The street was empty except for a few abandoned cars and the distant sounds of the carnival still draping the night with laughter and lights. Tara's mind raced. "Where now?" Jake nodded toward an alley. "My car is parked there. We'll escape. But we need to lay low and figure out what's next." Tara didn't hesitate. Together, Lisa, Tara, and Jake sprinted toward the vehicle, adrenaline pushing them beyond fear. They piled into the car, breathless. Jake's hands gripped the steering wheel firm, his gaze focused ahead. "I'll drive. Just hold on." As they sped away, the city's neon lights blurred into stagnant streaks of color. Tara's heart fluttered at the surreal edges of reality. She was unraveling a legacy buried in secrets, but at what cost? Her mind churned with what the woman had said. "Jake, we need to know what we're up against," Tara urged, her voice echoing in the car's tense silence. He exhaled deeply, darting his eyes to the rearview mirror. "Your father was involved in more than just secrets. There are pieces of an intricate puzzle that connect not only to him but to you, Tara. It's dangerous, but you have a right to know." Lisa's gaze turned serious, full of concern. "Is it really worth it, Tara? Do we have to go down this path?" The question filled the air with weight, lingering around them. Tara looked from Jake to her mother. "I need to understand who he was. It's the only way I can find my place and protect us." Jake nodded, his expression softening. "If you truly want to know, we need to track down those who understand the organization he was a part of." "Then we'll find them," Tara declared. "Every secret will be uncovered. I won't let fear dictate my story or our future." As they drove deeper into the night, determination settled in her chest. They could face whatever haunted them if they found the truth. With each heartbeat, she felt a connection to her father's strength and a legacy of courage. The pitfalls ahead could be steep, but together, they formed a bond unbreakable. The night air felt electric, alive with the potential of newfound purpose. They turned onto a deserted road, wisps of fog curling around them. As awkward shadows played tricks, Tara wondered if she was ready for the storm that awaited. The echoes of her father's past beckoned her with a haunting melody, both beautiful and terrifying. "Just hold tight," Jake urged, feeling the gravity of the moment. "We'll make it through this." Tara's thoughts raced forward, imagining the answers that nudged at the corners of her mind, demanding to be unveiled. Together, she whispered, pushing the fear back with a resolve. As they drove into the horizon, the uncertainties of tomorrow danced around them like flickering lanterns in the night, waiting to ignite a rich tapestry of family one woven with shadows, identity, and triumph. This was a journey of courage, and she was ready to embrace it. Always together, Tara vowed, drawing from the strength of her family's love. The echoes of laughter faded behind them, replaced with the promise of healing truths ahead. So this moment felt right, the beginning of reclamation, the unlocking of a legacy intertwined with every breath she took. The choice was now crystal clear, to embrace the unknown and rise, whatever the cost. Hold the light and run toward the truth. This was just the beginning. Will you join them on this journey? You need to subscribe now to not miss the next explosive chapter in their story. This is the moment to show your support. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and let everyone experience this transformation. Comment below your thoughts and feelings on what just happened. Your voice matters. And don't wait not even one more second. Share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this emotional journey unfold. Stand with us as we uncover the truth together.